By this point, you should be well aware of the double safety walk down dime 3-2 defense. After all, I would say 90% of the community tends to run this online with a cover 4 switch stick. And the only thing you really have to know about this is that they're bringing a crossfire blitz, or they're bringing what we call the disengage or the ram the guard blitz out of it. But there's actually a new look for the 3-2 that's making the rounds right now. Yes, even in April. And you guys need to be prepared for it because it provides a few more blitz opportunities and faster blitzes, believe it or not, than what players are getting out of the double walk down. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, get out that pen and pad, and let's get after it. Now, to best summarize how to run this defense, if you had no clue how to run 3-2, players are going to call a baseline look, and they are going to go in and they're going to set two main plays as their audibles. One is going to be cover 4 quarters, and the other is going to be cover 4 drop. What they'll do is they will come out in a play, again, on baseline, known as double safety go. And the first thing that they're going to do is they are going to audible into the two plays that I just mentioned, cover 4 quarters or cover 4 drop. This is a look that pretty much everyone runs online because what it does is those safeties come down into the seams, which are one of the easier places to throw the ball in Madden this year. So we get them lower in the box, taking away those quick seams against like bunch or trips tight end or compression, just in general. And then what players will do is they will mirror together two different blitz schemes. The first one is going to be the quarters loop. Now with this one, they audible into the quarters and they move this player across to this position right here. And then they basically crash down, shade down, and QB contain. And this creates an old crossfire style look with the linebacker user standing over the left guard. And we'll get to why this user positioning of the linebacker over the guard is important in just a moment. But when the ball is snapped, what you're going to see is this player comes in on a crossfire loop sending only 4 and you have contains. This should not be news to anybody. But if you are new and maybe you don't face this online, now is a great time to subscribe to this channel because we break down the meta and how it works and how to beat it here on this channel absolutely free with long form videos in the mornings, Monday through Friday, and shorts in the afternoons. That could be little things like blocking blitzes or bombing coverages or setups for blitzes to get after the quarterback as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Now, the other thing a lot of players will do out of the double safety walk down, again on baseline, is they will audible into the cover 4 drop. They will then move this player across to the same position as the crossfire loop, but they will blitz him out of the cover 4, and then that user comes right down over the guard. And the reason they want to do this is they want you to think that this is the crossfire going across to the right side, but instead, when the ball is snapped, they run into the guard and peel back, and this is a B gap pressure. Now, what you saw right there was not that impressive. You probably thought, well, you know, the linebacker kind of bumped into people. It was a little bit slow and a little clunky. And to be honest, I agree. This is why I don't personally run this defense, because the depth from which he's coming is not great. And to me, I think it's a little bit tougher to set up from a audible and then move the guy across and then user the other guy and walk him down perspective. That is where a brand new look for the 3-2 that applies to pretty much the same blitz meta now comes into play. And that is going to be, instead of the double safety walk down audible, we're going to save time and get a better positioning for not only the safeties, in my opinion, but also the linebackers in this look do the exact same blitzes. So what we're going to do is we're still going to come out on baseline. We're not going to run the double safety walk down. In fact, what we're going to do instead is we're going to call either quarters, or we're going to call cover 4 or any other blitz of your choosing, but most players tend to use cover 4 base because it's easy to switch stick around. And what you're going to do is you are going to move this player across and show blitz. And the cool thing about this is that we have a couple of different options. One, if we are interested in ram blitzing, we can do it the old traditional way and just blitz Urlacher and come down here and stand right here. You'll notice that Urlacher is in a predator stance as well, which is pretty nice. You're still going to crash down and QB contain, and then you just run into the guard. And you see that that was pretty clean, not too bad. The other way you could run this is just to come out, show blitz, and then move Urlacher across, and he becomes the rammer, and you just blitz Peppers. I want you to notice the difference, not only in where Peppers is right now, but also where the safeties are for the walk down purposes. I'm not a huge fan of the double safety walk down because it limits the types of zones that those players can play. I'll get to that momentarily, but also note how close to the line of scrimmage the player that we're trying to get pressure with is here in Julius Peppers. He's actually much closer, which makes it easier for us to blitz and peel back. And look how fast that blitz comes in compared to the initial version with Urlacher on the Ram, where he was coming from further away and it was clunkier. There was less space for him to hit the gap. This show blitz side of the 3-2 is becoming more popular and even taking over in some competitive circles to the double safety walk down because of this reason. Now, real quick, I've got two more things I want to share with you. But first, make sure you guys are checking out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Best deal in the tip space, $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. That's everything I've done, start to finish, and everything that I do with weekly updated vault content on top of what is backdated on the website. All game plans, all vault tips since launch, and members only Discord access, just $9.95. Okay, so I just mentioned I hate the double safety walkdown because it limits the types of zones those players can play. I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to call a compression formation here, and we'll just really choose any play. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to come out in the double safety walkdown in audible, let's say to like a cover 2, or even I'm going to place a cover 3 defense here. Let's set edge blitz as an audible. So we come out in this play and I audible into edge blitz 3. I want you to notice here how the safety in the middle third reacts on this play. So what I'm going to do is we'll just set up a hybrid coverage. I'll come down here and pretend this is a ram blitz. We'll even set up a ram blitz. Okay. We'll call like a cover 3 style hard flat. I'll put this safety here in a, we'll put both of them in the middle third. Just that way you can see how both of them react. Okay. You're going to see that they are so slow. So slow. So if I just put streaks on the field, they're going to run right past those players and it's going to be easy lobs. I mean, look at that player that beat the middle third. Now, we fortunately had the outside third that made a play there. But again, you have no flexibility in the type of zone that you can put on the field from the double safety walk down in this particular spot. Now, check out the difference when I show blitz here. So instead of the double safety walk down, I'm going to call just whatever play I want. And I'm going to show blitz right away. And I'm going to put those players into the same zone. So I'm going to put left bumper into an inside third, and I'm going to put right bumper into an inside third. And I want you to watch. I'm going to take those outside deep zones out of the equation real quick. I just want you to see how much faster they drop in comparison to the double safety walk down. So you see that I actually cannot stack them vertically and throw this ball over the top of their head. I can actually defend this without them being wide open and needing the outside corners to have to guard that. Now, of course, I wouldn't just give you a one-play touchdown down the sideline on both sides. I'm just contrasting the difference. You can clearly see it when you have the double safety walk down. You can't put them on anything but an inside quarter and expect them to get back. When you do the show blitz, however, you really can mix up what types of coverages that you call. I can play my left bumper safety in a middle third. I can play my right bumper safety in a middle third. I could basically rotate one of the safeties down and play one of the safeties up for the purpose of running some sort of blitz out of this and still be okay with the result of my middle third being able to get back and cover the seams. Of course, I can switch stick off of this as well. I can crossfire loop and make hybrid coverages out of this look. It is so much better than the double safety walk down from a perspective of what can you do on the back end. Part of the reason everyone runs cover 4 is because everyone runs the double safety walk down and the safeties can't play anything other than an inside corner. This allows you to. So you get more versatility on the back end to pair with all the blitzing on the front end, which brings me to my final reason why this show blitz is so much better than the double safety walk down. The slot corners are in a better position to blitz. So check this out. If I come out in double safety go, and I want to make my opponent scared of something, let's say for whatever reason, let's go bunch tight end here, and I'm going to put the running back over here on the left side. I do this double safety walk down where I'm audibling into the loop or I'm audibling into the ram blitz. It doesn't really matter. Most players online know that they have to block their running back. Some will even half slide to the opposite side of the ram, and that puts the running back on that player. So regardless of the ram blitz or the cross loop, the running back is responsible for that guy. But look at the other positions on the field, namely those slot corners. And look at where they're at right now. We're talking about Richard Sherman and this out of position Randy Moss. Look at where they're at. Now look at the difference here when I showed blitz, namely the positions of those slot corners. What this is going to do is it's going to introduce the DB fire meta into the equation on that same show blitz. So again, if I want to come out and run DB fire instead of the cover 4 blitz, we can. Now, the thing that I would recommend with the DB fire is I probably would actually just blitz the corners stock. That's up to you. But the cool thing about this is you're baiting your opponent into blocking that running back, maybe doing an incorrect slide protection. And the thing about it is you're going to be able to get that pressure, sending the 5 that your opponent thinks you're running the ram or the cross loop. You have a viable 5-man pressure with the DB fire that pairs well with the ram or the crossfire, because you show blitz and you get those guys into that position. Again, I'm going to show you when I show blitz, you see right here that the guys come up and press. Now, if the outside corner, for whatever reason, bumps into that slot corner, sometime he does back up. You see what Richard Sherman did right there. If you just move him, he realigns in press. And then, of course, you have the ability to come down here and set this up. Now, again, I would not just run this stock out of a cover 4. I would probably take some chances. You know, you could obviously switch stick out of this. You could play cloud flats. You could play soft squats. The other thing is with this as well that, you know, with the switch stick, you can play this press alignment and still be able to get out. So one of the things you might do is kind of switch stick out here. And again, you're just making your opponent have to realize that there is more than just 2 blitzes in this formation. And this show blitz makes that possible. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want more, check out gridirongameplans.gg. I'm out of here. I'll see you this afternoon with another short, or Monday with a long form video upload. Have a great weekend. Get in the lab and good luck.